What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the interview with Week 4's MVP, Hope from Zealous Squad. Not a team that we have obviously not showcased a player from before, as they are the leading team in the league overall, with an outstanding record of 18-0. Actually, after today's action, it's 21-0 record, with no maps dropped whatsoever, no series dropped, and we had hidden on the desk yesterday, or not yesterday. It feels like yesterday, but last week. This week we have ourselves with Hope. Welcome and congratulations. Congratulations, man.
Yep. Excited to be here. This is kind of nervous, and I've never been on an interview before.
No, don't worry. We'll take it slow. First off, some early questions. Obviously, one that I want to cover is based off of the people in front of you here that we have up on the screen, stats wise, that you were competing with, or obviously that spot of Player of the Week. Do you feel like you fully deserved it in comparison to the others? And were there any here that stood out that you could maybe see taking a Player of the Week spot down the line?
Yeah, obviously we're gonna go with the choice with 47. He's a really insane player that's Team Fall has picked up here, but other two Faith of my old duo too. I feel like he could have probably got MVP as well. But off of my stats, if we're basically looking at stats, then obviously me, yeah. I feel like I deserved it.
Did you feel like you were gonna win by this margin in the voting as well? 110 votes more. I believe that might have been more votes than what we saw last week. I would have to double check that. But did you think you were gonna win by this margin?
Realistically, no. I feel like it was more of a 50-50 since 47 was in the votes, and I didn't retweet it. I didn't really put too much retweeting into it because I kind of wanted to see like where I fall in the community, who would vote, etc., stuff like that.
No, for sure, and 47 showed up big time, fierce. Debuting with the Next Gaming roster, helping them win their first ever match in the league. Definitely a nice shout out for him in that, in being nominated for that, and then Faith as well, just on the brink of also having an opportunity to be on this interview here. But you earned it. You got the votes. You had a really outstanding matchup that your team, ended up winning, and then you ended up shining above the rest on. Now, can you tell me a little bit about that matchup from last week, if you have any memory of it? Just gonna pull up the team you guys were up against as well. If my memory serves me right, it was KGK. So yeah, just could you walk me through anything from last week's matchup?
Sure. So I feel like basically that match, realistically, if I'm being honest here, was really not too much of a challenge for us. I mean, they did say they had some problems on their side, but realistically, I feel like nothing would have really changed. Seen them play, see who they have, and just don't think they could compete with us. So it was kind of a walk in the park.
And going into the matchup, I guess you guys had like a ton of confidence, and you knew that you guys could walk through anybody, especially this roster you're up against with KGK. Did you have any modes or maps? When you look at the map mode picks, or not the map mode combinations you guys ultimately picked out in the vetoes and whatnot. Was there anything that maybe you guys had any worries or doubts on? Like maybe you guys could have had a map stolen away from you?
Um, no, I feel like we're really strong on most maps just because like I have full faith in this team on anything we play. Really smart players and really good players. So anything in the veto right now, we're pretty good at.
That's great. I like to hear that. Now, I'm gonna throw us over to a different screen. It's gonna be the one that's gonna sort of cover the. Let's go with the group's information so far. And so right now, this is information that is updated to that was updated this morning. So this is before your on-stream match and before any of the off-stream matches happen today by any of the teams. Now, looking over some of these groups, I'm not sure if if you have to squint at all to really see it all, but would you say that, let's start with your group. Would you say that where all these other teams stack in your group, that, they realistically, you see them, and their performances they've given up until now, up until the end of the first half of the season, that that's where they deserve to be, or do you see teams shifting potentially
Um,
coming into the end of the regular season?
no, I think it's pretty much where they need to be. Honestly, the other second team is Dawn and Chaos behind us. All the other teams in our group, I just don't think they're really gonna move. They need to start working on something, but I just don't see anything moving from our group.
So yeah, so that's your group. Your group is obviously from what a lot of people have been talking about. You know, there's a few people in chat as well. You know, Hinata, Flawless Clan. You know, they're up in that other group. Um, and a lot of people have been talking about this group A group as being more deadly. You know, more competitive. Um, and you know, do you agree with that statement based off of what you've seen so far from those teams? And then also, do you agree with where the teams are in this group right here in terms of where their placements are? Or do you think how far do you think that's going to shift? You got a top four that you could maybe guess about?
Yeah, yeah, Group A has really, really good teams in there. Obviously Flawless, ADS, and I can't really see the second one, but
High five, team high
Divine,
five.
yeah, High Five as well. Divine Future is I mean, someone's gonna shift them out. I mean, they're just in my from when I've played them, my experience. I just don't think they're gonna stay in the top four. My top four pick is gonna be like Flawless number one, ADS probably staying second, High Five third, and God, I don't know who's gonna go for it. That's all just a 50-50 at that. Maybe like Redux, but I don't think Divine Future is gonna stay in the fourth.
Okay, so you think Redux might take them there? Divide We Fall, you know, a team in that group that, you know, together they exited the group. You know, the popular hashtag that you guys don't on them is Divided We Choke. You know, seeing them exit the group and, you know, exit the league in total before playoffs, you know, does that, you know, sadden you guys? Because you wanted to be able to play them at some time and some point in the playoffs, or you know, are you guys just happy, you know, that finally, you know, that you, to see another team leave the group and, you know, not have to deal with them talking in chat really anymore?
Um, I mean, it was kind of we would have liked to play them, obviously for the ego purposes and calling them their name as what we give them and stuff like that. But I mean, it's whatever. They left. I don't think they were really gonna play him, and even if we did play him, it was gonna be a wipe, obviously. So, um, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you know, just before we start to move on to uh, the overall section, I wanna take some time here and just in this brief moment to just ask you some personal stuff here. Just get a bit of some personal information from you. So, number one, you know, what got you into playing Call of Duty, and what was maybe the title that attracted you to want to play it the most?
It was probably so I came to Call of Duty as an MNK player. Not gonna lie, and MW. Joined it on an Instagram team. I was like, why not? I'm not doing getting anything else. The games I had nothing to do. I was pretty bored, so went through that, and then I kind of went into Pro League or like watching Pro League, and I realized it was controller. So then I made that switch, came to CW, and got picked up by Zealous, and then just goes from there. Just been playing different rosters, and now I'm finally with this one.
Yeah, and when it comes to getting picked up to Zelos, right? What ended up being that, what was the standout performance or standout thing that ended up getting you noticed to get onto a team like Zelos's? You know, was it a chat you had in like league play with like Dylan where you were just heated back and forth and he's like, "Bro, I can't handle this kid. Need him on my team because you know, I can't run against him. I got to run with him." Like what ended up being the thing that got you on that roster?
Okay, so originally I was from Zelos, right? And then Dylan was under Donna Chaos, and I was talking to Aurora behind the scenes most of the time for a while, saying just kind of talking about being the fourth because I knew they were a really good team. I watched their league plays and all that, and I think this was before Dylan joined the team. I think the original roster was like Derek, him, and Euronymous. I don't remember what it was, but it was something around there. And they started making roster switches. As you know, Drake, I ended up taking his role because he really couldn't keep up or compete with their roster. So I kind of came in and really showed how to play his role better.
Damn, that's some heat right there that you're throwing out at Drake there. That'll be something cool to uncan a little bit later on. Um, sure. Just another thing is, how do you like playing for Zealous? Right? Like, what did they? At first, before you even got in to playing with this roster, what attracted you to want to join them in the first place? What, and then ultimately, what's keeping you still with them? You know, obviously the team is a factor that's keeping you with them, but are there any other factors?
Um, I mean, it's just like the community. We're like really interactive with our owner, Gilla, and all them, and they're really really cool, man. They have our back, do whatever, and that's why I just picked this org. Like, doesn't matter if I get offers from any other org. I've gotten offers from ADS, etc., stuff like that. But it's like I'd rather stay with Zelos because I just see that opportunity with them. Because I know Gilla's always gonna have my back, and just the all around community is just cool.
And I know with some of the digging I've done, Zealous it's their child company to Carnage Gaming, right?
I think they have some. I think so. I don't really know too
So
much about
so
all that,
Carnage
but.
Gaming is like it's like an umbrella corporation. It's like how Pepsi owns a bunch of the other companies that were their
Mhm.
competitors, and so they could have monopolized some of the all of that. So they own or have some sort of higher you know. So if Carnage Gaming ever called you up, would you be going to them and playing on their rosters? Like, do they have a priority to pick from you guys?
I
And
don't.
would you choose to go that route? Like, what would here? Let me simplify the question. What would make you want to leave Zealous? You know, what
Yeah.
what offer would pull you? What offer would you take to leave Zealous? And do you have certain names? Don't get unrealistic with me and be like, if the CDL was knocking on my door, if any team other than the bottom team in the league, like was knocking on my door, then I would definitely go. That's the only reason I'd leave. Like, tell it to me straight. Come on, what's your name? Your
I
price?
I feel like right now I don't really see myself leaving Zealous like realistically, just because of my age. I'm 16. There's not really much I can go. I can't go under contract. Can't do much. So I think for right now, as I get older, work my way through, maybe I'll start looking at other like maybe if we're going back then, maybe if I'm 18 and I'm still playing COD, an offer that I'd probably take is obviously something that I'm like under a payroll or getting something in benefit for me. But right now, I think this is the right place for me to be to grow and get better.
Okay, okay. Gotcha. So, now leading away from this, and let's jump into the next slide that we have here, and that's going to be the ALG overall slide here, and it's gonna. This was a stat. This is me racking all the stats together from across all of the teams, and so far how they've been performing within the league, and how they match up. If you were to pull the two groups together. And you guys are at the top, which is where you definitely deserve. You guys are undefeated whatsoever. You haven't been touched. Now, Dawn of Chaos is at second due to the fact that their win loss percentage is higher, even though they have an even score with ADS Gaming and Team Hi-Fi. Though that's all you guys are kind of tied in that first place spot, but you guys have that first place spot, especially after the win that you guys got today. You guys are going to be 7-0, so that's obviously a one win over all your opponents there, and one win closer to closing out the week, 8-0, which would be a record that no other team can have to end the week based off of all them having losses, at least minimum one. So you guys at the top, where you guys should be, and then this is where the rest of the team sort of look to stack up when you look at win loss percentages and their current records. And this is again, just to let you guys know, this is prior to today's competition. So anything off stream today and anything on stream today hasn't been calculated within this. Looking at these teams, I'm not sure if you can look and really see the wins and losses with Hardpoint, S&D, and Control, or study the map records for some of these teams. Are there any other teams here that you guys maybe look at as being teams that you feel like could be a little scary for you guys to handle, or teams you feel like you would have a shaky maybe time with? Like, who are the troublesome teams in here? I kind of want to know in group and out of group.
Um, Honestly, I don't really see like any troublesome teams except obviously flawless. You know, that's gonna be something. They only got two better players, but I still think that we have a chance of beating them. Obviously, every other team
The
though,
4-3 team, right? You're saying that team
um,
flawless 4-3.
yeah, as like their new roster and all that. Yes,
I'm
their
just
new
trying to
roster.
throw you off. I'm just trying to throw you off there. You guys, so get this in the paper titles. Zealous Squad afraid of a 4-3 record team.
No, the new roster, not even the record, the new roster. That's something that we're gonna have competition with. But everyone else, I feel like we've either scrimmed, and I just know them personally, most of their players, and I just don't think we're gonna have a problem with anyone else.
Okay. And then when it comes to the teams at the bottom, right, or not at the bottom, but in the middle, like, do you see, if you were to label a team, one of the teams tied in that top five, apart from flawless, what team there would you say is the the dark horse team
Sheesh.
to upset other
Uh,
teams below you guys, but above them?
um, I don't really know, man. I like most of these rosters. I don't watch most of their matchups in the YouTube, but they're not that good. So it's like, sheesh, I don't really
Like
know.
anything spicy, like you haven't seen a single player stand out for some of these other side rosters that hasn't been like maybe the whole roster doesn't maybe like upset you guys or scare you guys, but maybe there's a few players that are out in the league that maybe shine a little bit. Like if you were in a position where you didn't have a roster, that you'd be like, okay, this guy would be somebody I'd maybe take my time to maybe take my shot at playing with. Like there aren't any other players that maybe stand out to you guys.
No, I don't see like any of them like someone standing out to me because I know most of like players on the roster like Divine Future. I played against them, played with them. Like they think I cheat, so it's kind of like none of them really look good to me that I'd be like, oh my god, all right,
Redux
someone I'm
Rain,
looking at.
flinched. He doesn't stand out
Um,
either.
I
He's
never
one of the
watched the
players in
player.
the top five of the league. With the consistency he's shown.
No,
No,
no.
okay. Uh, yeah. And then you guys saw Team Spades today. They weren't really much of a
Yeah,
problem. You guys were able to walk through them. Divided We Choke, no longer in the league. Kings Rant Killers, you guys walked through already, and 302 Gold, I think you guys have already walked through them as well. Um, that being said, last thing I want to say is when it comes to these teams that are battling with you guys at the top, we'll say apart from Team Flawless because you've given them enough attention as being a team that could rival you guys, if not supersede you guys.
hmm
Looking at the other teams, right now you guys have an undefeated record with
hmm
no losses and maps. Which of those other teams do you think would you say you could see yourselves losing a map to first?
by
Do you
like
think like Dawn of Chaos, ADS, Hi-Fi?
Dawn of
Those are the
Chaos
ones.
right now, don't think they can. They recently just dropped their best player. I don't know if you've seen that.
No,
That
what
they're
is that?
playing with. I think Faith was their best player personally because I played with him and against him. They
No
dropped
way.
him, so I don't think that they're too much of a competitor. The rest of the players on there are just easy. ADS, I feel like ADS could take a map if they're playing at their like peak of like the day. You know what I mean? Like if they're like Naruto, all of them are just playing good. That's who I
Hi-Fi?
think. Hi-Fi. All right,
Jeez.
like I don't think Hi-Fi. No, I don't think they would take a map for us at all.
And okay, so that being the last sort of one of the last topics for a while, until we move into our next little segment here. Uh, that being the last time we're kind of talking about this evaluation stuff, do you feel like your opinion is something that's shared equally amongst like the other players on your team? Do you have any players on your team that maybe like would think differently, but in a sense where they could realistically look at other teams as being troubles and problems? Or do you think most of your teammates are either at your level or in Dylan's land of Narnia where he's like, we're untouchable, we will never lose, ha ha ha, we're every other team is trash. They're dog water, free, freer than the Tim Hortons coffees when I have all my stickers. Like fuck. Like what is it?
No, we all have like the same. Hey, that's just
You
how it's gonna be.
16-year
We're all the
olds.
same.
You 16-year-olds. Um okay. So we'll move away from this. You know, I got a cool little segment I want to do for the first time ever here with our second interview ever here. And that's going to be a segment that I want to call the ALG Team Tier List Maker. And, you know, moving down the line, you know, we might do like a map tier list. You know, we'll do a different type of tier list. But I want to jump into the tier list maker here. And we're going to work with, let's see here. Tier list maker. And I got to make this bigger so people can see it on the stream. Jace, come on, get this production quality up higher, Jace. Come on. What is this? Okay, so the tier list is right there. Yikes! Yikes! I think I almost have it right here for everybody to enjoy. The tier list machine maker thing, whatever we want to call it. There. Okay. We're good. Okay, so we're gonna do our tier list, and we have winning the league, top tier, mid tier, bottom tier, and dog water. Okay.
Yep.
You know, I'll ask you if you got a team you want to start off with, but do you want me to just pick?
Nah, you can just go ahead.
Just go ahead. Okay. We'll start off. You know, let's go with. We'll start with a team that I think is you know, maybe not the strongest here. We'll start off with 302 Blue. Where do you want to put 302 Blue?
They're definitely gonna go bottom tier.
Bottom tier or dog water?
Dog water.
Okay, so there's the first one. Next one, 302 Gold. Okay, wait, before I go, I want you to just tell me why.
I mean, like, if you pull up their record, like, that kind of speaks for it. I don't. There's nothing else I have to say, but, like, their record, they can't compete.
Okay. 302 Gold.
I would give them, like, see, I don't want to be that guy and give them, like, the same tier, so, like, a bottom tier, like.
Jeez, you were thinking about giving their org the freaking dog water? Jeez, like that's two teams. Like they couldn't do it well with one, and then you're just like you didn't do any better with the other. Just...
It's true though, man.
Okay, well, you give me your description. Why, you know, what's your description on 302 Gold? You know, why
thing,
bottom
man.
tier?
I just don't think they could compete in the league. Just like record wise, just player wise, they just.
Even though their record is 4-3 or 4-4.
That's still, I mean,
4 like you're comparing them not just to you guys, but other teams in the league.
Okay, well then, yeah, then the
because this is a tier. This is a tier.
Right. Okay, right. So then bottom tier, yeah. So they're just gonna be going just.
Do I need to pull up the records in the league, bro?
Yeah,
like...
yeah. Put the records up.
No, you gotta just go off the cuff, bro.
All right.
I did you not remember, bro? They're tied in 5th right now with a bunch of other teams at 4 wins and like 4 losses.
I don't really look at these lower teams, you know? I'm not really paying attention.
Bro, lower teams? Your team is in 1st in your group, and literally every other team below you guys is considered lower tier, and you don't look at them. You're practically telling me you only look at challengers level teams.
Yeah. That's all I do. I mean, I'm not really looking at these other orgs. They don't really, you know,
hey.
put anything in my head.
I'm gonna leave ADS gaming to do later. We're gonna do ADS gaming later. Sure, we'll go with Dawn of Chaos.
I'll put this one mid tier, just because we did scrim them. As I said, they did drop Faith.
Okay, so because of the drop, you feel like they moved from top tier to mid tier?
Yeah, Faith was definitely a game changer on there, man. And I can say it a million times. He was definitely a game changer with a sub role. I don't like what they have now. They're mid tier. They're not moving from that. Like it's just. They have decent players. Maybe one of them sideswipe. But other than that, I don't see him going anywhere else.
Okay. Next up, let's go with Divided We Fall.
I haven't played them in a while, but I mean they left for a reason, so they're going dog water. Yeah, they're
Okay.
dissing down there.
Okay. Um, moving next, we got ourselves Divine Future.
Mid tier, I think they're mid tier, definitely.
Okay.
Just because they have a sweep on their team. I think he's a very decent player on that team. The rest of them I really don't see making anything too big of plays, anything like that when I do watch them. So I think just purely because of him, and then I guess they have a little bit of chem in winning some maps that they're just gonna sit in mid tier.
Okay. Next up, we'll have the Puerto Rican players of Elemental Gaming.
They're dog water. Dude, I watched them play hi-fi, and oh my god, they were so lost. That that was terrible to watch. I'm sorry, but holy, they just looked like a whole bunch of lost players running on the map. That's all I seen.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let's go with Flawless. Team Flawless.
um, yeah, they're. I'm gonna put them at like winning the league with us up there.
You can't like. You gotta only
Are
put
we
one
only
team.
putting one up there?
Yep.
Okay, all right, they're going top tier then.
Or you won't be like formal where you're like, oh, we're just gonna put winning the league so that because the way formal did it, he said we're not putting winning the league, we're not putting at the top because if any team below us ends up beating us, they can snap a picture of this tier list and just meme us.
Facts. No, I think top tier still.
Okay, I'll put them top then.
Just because, like I said, I think
Come up with those excuses now, boy.
no, they have two really good players, as I said. But the other, no, three. That fourth, I don't know what the fourth's name. I forgot what his name is, but
Hyper?
they switched their fourth. Yeah, I don't think he's that good. But the other three, 40, like, they're nasty. I'm gonna give it to him. But I feel like if that man is not like competing, it's gonna be a 3v4. But obviously, it's probably, I don't know. It all depends how we play. So I think they're definitely top tier.
Man said Hyper's like a nobody. Oh my god.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But I feel like he gets carried. Obviously.
What? No, my lord.
You see Flames SU on them, they're getting 4Ks.
My ear canals. What am I hearing?
From what I watched, at least.
Okay. Let's move on. We got a few more teams here. We have Kings Grant Killers, KGK.
They're going bottom tier.
Bottom tier. We got next Gaming.
I've honestly,
they're in your group.
I haven't seen them play. So like, from obviously looking at the things and
I'll tell you a bit about them. Then I'll give you a bit of a precursor. Then they were a team in the bottom of their group, tied in the bottom of your group with like being like an 0 and something. Then come roster changes, roster lock. They picked up 2 new players to fill out 2 roles, and they get a win on the board. And they're the ones who have Fierce on their roster. The other kid that was in the top 4. That was in the top 4.
I think we just played these guys off stream.
Yeah, something like that.
They're going like bottom tier too.
Do you feel like do you feel like they put up a fight bit more than like some of the other teams in bottom tier, or do you feel like they're at that spot?
No, I think they're definitely bottom tier at that spot, just because I know 2 of the maps you did watch that it was like a 3v4, but when they did have that fourth, it really didn't change. I didn't see like there was no map that they map controller to.
Wait, you guys played?
Cause you're saying Fierce was there, right?
Yeah, Fierce.
Yeah, so then yeah.
Oh, cause you guys missed. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I got you. Their record definitely deserves something of bottom tier as well. Let's go with OTB. OTB.
No clue who they are either. I'm not gonna lie.
They're also in your group, near the bottom.
Well then.
So you want to go bottom tier?
Yeah, bottom tier. Whoever cause I don't really look at these lower guys.
They have their roster is Jamal, Evo, Obey, or not? Wait, no, Evo and Obey are on.
Next.
Next. So wait, Jamal, they have, they have, oh, they have Kings. They have OTB Kings on their
I have no.
roster. I don't know. Okay, fair enough. So you put them in bottom tier. Okay, Redux Rain, formerly known as Redux Black. They have Flinched. They have Blinder. They have Slaya, and they have one other player that I'm probably gonna get DM'd about. Not remembering their name. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'll remember it in a moment. Just yeah. Let me know what you think.
All right. I think they would definitely go mid tier because I think I did see the Slay guy. If we're talking about like the player names, I
Oh,
think I seen him on my.
Schnapps is their last guy or whatever his
I
name is.
think they're gonna go in mid tier just because I think I seen the Slayer guy and like someone else get like hackizated for doing something. Like I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing them blowing somebody out and like him doing something so like suspect. I don't know. I like that. So like I want to put him in mid tier because I don't know anything else. Like what's the record?
They are 4 and something, 4 and 3, 4 and 4,
So yeah, I'd
something
put
around
him
there.
in mid tier then.
Yeah, 4 and 4, 53% map win rate, win record, 16 map won, maps won, 14 maps lost. I think they have like they've gone to quite a few map fives within Group A with some of the other teams. So,
Yeah,
okay. Team Spades, you guys just played them on stream today.
they're going like bottom tier. I'll give him the. No, I'm putting him in dog right. I was trying to be like give him some love.
Oh man, this guy. Okay,
No,
explain. Go in on him.
I just didn't see like any competition in them, man. Like that's like the same thing with next when we played them off stream, just brainless, running around doing absolutely nothing. Like half of these guys, I don't even know, man. They were just terrible. Like I don't mean that in a toxic way, but they're just terrible.
Okay, let's go next with Team Hi-Fi. Where do you want to put him?
I put him like I put him in like a mid tier get dog water. As I said though, like if they have pop ups, because I watch Insanity, right? He's a pretty good player, so I'll put him. Okay, bottom tier, bottom
Where do you
tier,
want to put him? I don't. I'm just
bottom tier,
holding it around. I'm
bottom
not
tier,
trying
bottom tier.
to persuade you. Bottom tier?
I'm trying to think about it. Hold on. No, mid tier, mid tier. I'm not gonna like
Mid
do that.
tier?
Yeah, mid tier. I
You
think
don't.
they're mid tier. I don't think they're that bad. You think they're
Okay.
that bad?
No, I'm just trying to I'm seeing if there's any spice in here. Like maybe you.
I'll put them mid tier. I don't think they're bad. Oh, no,
Okay.
okay. They're decently good. Like I said, I know they have like playmaker players like Insanity and yeah, that's pretty much it, Insanity. But um, like I don't see them terrible because I know they could beat most of those guys at bottom tier already because they're bottom tier for a reason. Like bottom tier and below, they could beat. But I feel like if they went up against these mid tier guys like Redux in them,
Okay.
maybe not Redux. I didn't know too much about them, but they
I'll
definitely put like
we'll 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 have another opportunity to go over this one more time before we close the books on it, right? And we take
okay.
our photos and we caption whatever we want to caption about you and what your thoughts are and all that. So next one up, we got ourselves Velis. They're like their logo is like a V.
Yeah, I don't know too much about them either.
They're in your group as well.
Okay, what's the record?
They are sixth in your group.
Well, then a bottom tier. I don't know any of their players or nothing. I've never heard anything like
Yeah.
these guys are.
They were in the last place spot for the longest out of the bottom tier teams, but after getting I think they went to map 5 against oh, they got a win over 302 and then they beat a few of the other bottom tier teams after roster changes at the end in the roster lock. They've started to showcase signs of being able to potentially push for a top 4 spot in your group. But we'll see.
All right. Well, yeah, I think they just stay
We'll
at
put them in the
bottom.
bottom then. Now we got 2 more left. You want me to save you guys for last, or do you want me to do ADS gaming last? Like,
Just do ADS right now. Just
okay,
let's just
ADS gaming. Where do we put them?
mid tier. They definitely had a mid tier.
Okay, so explain.
I like I said, I think they could definitely be a top tier if all of them are playing at their like top. You know what I mean? Like if they're all putting their full potential at it.
Hmm.
So I played against them. Obviously, they're putting like 100 points up, 150. You know what I mean? And at that though, that's like just all I've seen from them. So I did see them go against Flawless, actually. That's why I think they're at a mid tier because they did put a good fight. I think in the beginning, I think it was going back and forth, and then it kind of just went from that. But I think they're definitely in mid tier.
Okay. We'll take your word for it for now. And then where do you see you guys?
Yeah, winning, of course.
Okay. I want to leave it here for a second. I'll move my mouse. So if anybody wants to take a screenshot now, and there we go. Okay, so you guys have yourselves as winning. Okay. Now I don't think like you need to really explain too much why. I feel like part of it's really just confidence wise,
Yeah,
and just your record being the best. You guys haven't been knocked down a peg at all yet, so
yeah.
that's like your confidence has a reason. So, um,
Okay.
do you have a do you now before we lock everything in here for the final lock in? Do you have any last minute shifts or shuffles you want to have? Like, if I was to restrict you, say for mid tier, where you were only allowed to have, you know, three tier teams in the mid tier, and you had to move two of those tier teams either up or down. You know, if I was
Yep.
to restrict you for the mid tier to only three teams, and you had to move two of those teams up or down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What two teams would you shift, and where would you shift them, up or down?
See, this is like a harder question for me because, as I said, it's not really like I pay attention to them. You know what I mean? It's
Which you
not
should, because this is the league, and these
right,
are teams that
but
are also competing with you at your team's level. Some of them with similar records, apart from today's win. You know, yesterday with going into today, they were tied with you guys.
mm, um. See, it's not okay.
Like I
Um.
know you scrimmed these teams too, so you can't
Yeah,
pull one up over me either.
I've scrimmed
Do you have
some of
teams here
them.
that you think are like, you know, okay, that team is better than that team based off of how we've scrimmed them and they're stronger? Like maybe that's why I would move it or shift it.
See, I don't scrim any. We don't scrim like the only teams we scrimmed is Donna Chaos and ADS.
Okay.
I haven't scrimmed Hi-Fi yet
So let's
with this
see
team.
Dawn of Chaos and ADS, right? We'll say we have to move those
Okay.
two. Where do you move them? Up or down?
I would move Donna Chaos down. Just for the simple fact of I think personally like ADS, like I keep saying, they could be a nasty, nasty team. But it's not they don't have consistent players for it.
Okay, and so where would you shift ADS? Up? Or would you bring them down as well?
Up. I put ADS up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, and then when you look at the teams in the bottom tier, you know, do you want to shift any of these guys down to dog water, or do you want to
No.
keep this at a stacked bottom tier?
No, that's stacked bottom tier. I don't think any of them are gonna go down to.
Oh,
Actually,
are you
no.
sure?
Next,
Are you
next is
sure?
going down to dog
Next,
water. Yeah, next. How many can I move down?
as many as you want
All
from
right,
that bottom
302
tier.
is going down too. And I don't know the OTB. I don't know Velas OTB. So in KGK, I mean, if their technical difficulties was quote unquote like actually happening, I don't know if it was, but no, I think it's just stable right there.
Okay. Okay, so this is the final looking graph or tier list for Hope's league, ALG league, and this is how he thinks it's going to be. And you know, feel free, folks, to take your screenshots now, take your photos. You know, You want to give everybody a little smile and thumbs up here to like to go along with it that you approve. Okay, there we go.
Yep.
The
What are you guys
approval's
about
right
to
there.
approve my picture?
The approval's right there. Okay. So once again, just to clarify to all of you guys here, if Dawn of Chaos does beat Zealous Squad in this second half of the regular season, that Zealous Squad for sure would not have a single shot at winning the league. And that would be the one of the biggest upsets, if not the biggest upset, in Hope's eyes.
Yep.
Okay, just so we're clear. Okay, so that was fun. You know, we'll come back to the open content segment once again after we jump back over to some other topics and some other conversation questions here. So I'm gonna jump us over to your player stats, just because, you know, why not, you know, and show off, you know, how you won the voting and whatnot. I just wanted to see if I could ask you, you know, are there any things that your team does, you know, maps, modes, you know, certain people that hold your team, that could hold your team back in the future from winning the entire league, you know?
Okay. Not. I really don't think so because my teams are really working on listening more. I think that was the main problem with us. No one would listen. They wouldn't really second guess what they're doing on the map. You know what I mean? They just go in there and try to show out. And I do it still, but like I said, we've been definitely working on it more, trying to be more coordinated and stuff like that. So I don't really think there's anyone on the team that would hold us back. I think we're at our gonna be at our full potential soon.
Awesome. And I like that optimism. You know, it's a bit, you know, but at the same time, you know, I feel like there you could be a little critical. I think you're probably just trying to maybe save from you know, exposing some weaknesses that teams could try to exploit moving forward. Um, that being said, would you say that you are the best player on your team? And if you wouldn't say you're the best player on your team, who is and why?
So okay, I think as okay, I don't know how to explain this. If I was let to do what Dylan did, like go an SMG, as you can see, I was second AR today, and he was sub, so he was kind of going, crazy. He's a sub slay. So I feel like if I got put in that shoes, I'd be the best player on the team. Definitely, if I got out there and got to frag like that, because I think I'm a pretty or really good player. But right now, I definitely think it's Dylan, just because he's on that sub and like he just goes crazy on it, you know.
Yeah, he is a very strong player. You know, we saw him perform. You know, I think he probably took the series MVP for this week, but unfortunately, because we've already had him on the interview, he won't be considered for Player of the Week for the interview potential for week 5. Um, but so you're saying just because he was given the sub that that's what makes him the strongest player on your team?
Okay, half and half. Because okay, he sometimes he like bitches a lot, if that makes sense.
Hey, you're allowed to swear. You're allowed to be really open here. Just
Okay,
obviously don't go too far with it. Where if
no,
somebody was to clip something, you wouldn't like to.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
all right,
So you can
all
go
right.
in.
But yeah,
You feel free to go in on your teammates. He went in on you guys last time around. You know, he grilled all of you guys for how he like is so much better than everybody on the team and why he deserves to be captain. Nobody else could ever be captain. You know,
right. So
say
I
your
think
piece. Put him in the dirt, man.
Dylan, he does definitely complain a lot. He like kind of always wants us to play his way, which is sometimes he needs to start looking at us, what we think, and that's why I think he's more of like a good player, as he just does what he wants to do. But now he's starting to work on it. Thankfully, he's starting to work on listening to us, and we're starting to get better at it. Like as I said, trusting each other. But yeah, that's why he's just definitely better because he can obviously slay, and now he's starting to listen. So it's kind of like going together, and it's being better now. But for me, um, if I was able to slay, obviously with a sub and do what he can do, I probably would be doing better. Yes, and I would be the best on the team.
Okay, so it's you're still leaving a little open ended. That's fine. I guess it's a battle for another day. It might be a battle that we see in our All Star Day that we're starting to come up with, me and Ray, where we might be doing one versus ones, two versus twos, some gun games, some wacky stuff. Apart from obviously an All Star action packed match. Uh, Between Group A All Stars and Group B the All Stars. So, um, moving on to some other questions that are a little bit interesting. So, looking at the CDL, right? I know you told me previously like you're not as up to date on the CDL as others might be.
Mhm.
Um, I just wanted to get your opinion. Looking at the teams in the CDL and looking at the pros that you do know in the CDL, if you were to ever play on a team that you could come up with, without salary issues or whatnot, like you would be on that roster, what three pros would you want to play with? Who would you pick?
Um,
Just with your limited knowledge and the pros you know.
like pros, or can it be like top chouts who are just strictly pros?
Well, if you feel like, because from what we've been seeing in the pro scene with some of the challenges players that are coming in, that they're making a big difference and are actually showing up quite a few of the pros that have been in the scene for a while and that have been on the CDL scene for a while. You can choose, between the two, but obviously, choose who you think you would make a strong team with.
I think
You looking at a few players right now?
I'm trying to see top challengers, because you said if we could put top challengers, and I know there's a lot of top challengers that, like, as you see before, like Paul X and all them, before they even started going into pro league, they were just like in the beginning of the game they were smacking Optic and scrims, right? So me, I think me Standy, because Standy's the beast. We see what he did. Um, I think I would definitely put like, I don't know, man. This is something to think about.
Hey, I told you a bit about this one beforehand. You should have had an answer came up for
Okay,
it.
so me, Standy, formal, and I
Or
think,
you're H4F?
yeah, hell yeah, and Paul X. I think Paul X could be insane. Not
Yo,
gonna lie.
pause. The man said he's. Oh hell yeah, I'm H4F.
Hordy for formal. Hell yeah, man. Dude. He's an insane player for his age, dude.
No, he definitely is. But I'm glad you've openly announced yourself here.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this. I'm proud for you. Now, do I say this question now or do I? Okay. I'll let you say this one before we go to the community questions on Twitter. This last one, if you could say anything to Dawn of Chaos, your rival in the group for that top spot in the group, right? You can
hmm
say anything to them. You know, keep in mind this is you guys still have to play them one more time before the regular season is over. If you could say anything to them, what would you say to them? And you could even specifically talk to a certain player if you want to leave some sort of like living in your head rent free type of message to them, like what do you want to say? What do you got?
I mean, what I would say to them definitely is, man, I don't know why they still have Jake on that team. I mean, if they want a chance of winning, they're gonna have to drop Jake, 100%. Um, Other than that, I mean, just good luck, man. I mean, they know what we did to them in scrims, and let's see if they get any better from it. So,
Well, that's some heat, that's some fire right there. Now, one of my favorite little segments to do is gonna be the question and answer segment, and let's see if I can get you some questions to answer here. There was a thread covering question or that. Here, let me jump over to. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna bring us to the content channel section, content thing, and let me see if I can go. Yep, there you go. And so the questions are here, and I'm not sure if everybody will be able to read it really well, but actually, you know what? I'm gonna shrink things up and I'll make it more easy to read and understand. Let's go with let's close things in. See if I can blow this up here. Because I need to get to the questions. Yeah, here. I'll do this. My apologies, folks, that are not too happy with me taking some time to get this really nice prepared here. But here we go. Now you guys can get your clips, looking nicer. Okay, so we got ourselves the main section here. So if you guys want to get your questions in here, please drop them in the comments or in the replies here on this tweet here from @4trixelme. You guys can drop your questions in there. We'll be starting to read a few live here. I'm on a bit of a delay. I forgot to turn that off, so we'll do we want to take questions from here, or do you want me to take a few questions from the chat while the delay is going on, and we can allow people to tweet some stuff out? Some live.
Is there questions in chat?
Well, there's some stuff that I could maybe draw a question from, like some topics here. So one, somebody's like, Clayster is better than Formal. How do you answer those people? How do you answer somebody that says Clayster is better than Formal?
I mean, as I don't really watch too much of the Pro League, but when I do watch Formal, I just feel like he's more of like that impact player for Optic when he does play other teams. So that's why I kind of put
the Optic team that also got 3-0'd by Minnesota.
Yes, that's why I put Standy.
Right?
You didn't see the
where Standy just he took his massive thing and just dropped it right on the table in front of Optic and just said good night.
Standy's disgusting, man. It just shows what top challengers could do.
Okay. So you'll still take Formal over Clay any day.
Yeah.
Even without counting the rings.
No.
And the leadership ability that he can help teach you as an AM. He could help teach you how to be better.
Still, I'm just
Okay. We got let's see if I got anything else in here. I know Dylan's been talking so much in here.
Yes.
Aurora actually tuned in here too a little bit. Yeah, I think Dylan said he thanked you for the gas when you were saying all that stuff about all that great stuff about how he's a better player than you are. Do you got anything you want to say to Dylan? Maybe tell him to hold his tongue, hold his mouth. Watch out. I'm actually going for that number one player on Zealous Squad stat wise.
I mean, he knows what my stats can be if he let me frag. And we're mid scrim, and if I go frag out, I'll drop like 9K.
Wait. He's not letting you frag out and top tier the team.
He tells me to stay in the back. All right. It's a hard conversation. He tells me,
bro,
you push up too much, this and that.
Bro, do you want to play in the All-Star match?
Yeah.
So then you have to be the best player on the team stats wise going into by the end of the league. Is that gonna? Do you think you can turn it around?
Maybe.
Are you gonna try to fight with him a little bit just to get a spot and opportunity to actually rack up more stats here? Because I know you can get more of those. Come on, bro. Don't take Dill shit, man. I'm seeing you, Dill. You don't hold my boy Hope back. I know where you live.
Hold me back, man.
I know where you live. I know where you order your G Fuel. I know what flavor of gamer fuel you're sipping on right now. I'm gonna come bring my Glocky from my Pocky and take you down, bro. Okay, so let's jump to those Twitter questions, okay? Let's start out with this question from Dylan.
Oh my god.
Actually, no, we're gonna leave Dylan's questions for later, okay?
Tanky.
So we'll go with Jack first here. Jack Fuji Slays. He says, "Why does Hope have to cheat to be good? Why can't he play legit? Is he the next challenger? Is he the next Jeter Chungus?" So is this a player you know, a person you know? Is this a meme?
Yeah, this is a person I know, and it's pretty much a meme because I play against people and they think I Chudy radar. So yeah, that's why I have to do the extra stuff
Okay.
like monitor
And
cam
they
and things
call
like
you
that.
Cheater Chungus?
No, that goes from I don't know if you see Cheeto Wonga, but he was cheating on the low and he all this extra stuff, man.
Oh, yikes. God damn. Okay, the next one we got Dakota. Why does Hope look so handsome? What's his secret? How's he get all the baddies? So why don't you tell everybody? Because I couldn't ask a question like that to Dylan because last time because he's not like that. Man's not built like that. Man ain't getting
Right,
the baddies like me or you. So
right,
just
right.
tell us your secrets here. Come on.
Honestly, I don't have any secret. It's just I'm just born cute, man. I'm just born like this. It's just God blessed, you know.
We're just glistening, bro, shining. And man's just got that quiet anime character that takes all the girls kind of vibe. That's what it is. Let's go with Bomb FL. Who's probably a dude that uses a girl's pick, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe the other way around. Okay. When did he find out he was actually good? So yeah. I'm guessing this is not directed at me since, I'm not good, but yeah. So when did you find out you were actually good?
See, I don't really understand how to answer this question. I mean, I found out I wouldn't call myself good. Okay, no, I'm good. I think I'm good. I found out I was good when I started like beating teams regularly where they were known a little bit in leagues and such like that. So I think that's when I quote unquote realized or found out I was good.
Okay. I think we can agree with that with that statement you just have there. I don't think anybody can dispute that. Now, how did you intentionally deal with the pressure of being accused of cheating? Uh, to add, how does it feel to shut the haters up? Yeah, after you've shown all the proof and all that stuff.
How I intentionally dealt with the pressure, it kind of sucked really because in the beginning of it when I didn't have my monitor cam and all that and all the cheating accusations really did come out, it sucked. I was getting banned from leagues and suspended and stuff like that, so I wasn't allowed to play. But once I did get the equipment like my monitor cam and put my stream up and all that, it just felt really good because now I just get recognition for it. No one really, people do still try to post and say I cheat, but I mean, it just feels good saying that, oh no, I beat you fairly. It's all on stream. Just go look at the proof.
No, I can understand that. I totally read that. Now, let's see if we can take a few more. We gotta get some rapid fire ones off here because we're getting close to that an hour mark here that I wanted to get lower than. So let's jump to why does your team have hidden season on it? And we're not gonna answer. Should we? Do you want me to open the thread? Do I open the thread?
Where?
The why do they have hidden
Oh,
season on their team?
it's there's nothing underneath it. It's just
Can you
it's
answer
just
though this? Why does your team have hidden on it? Were there not any better options?
man. I was the last pickup, so that's a question for Kyle and them. I don't know. He's just here because he was here before me. So pretty much that. I really don't know why. I don't know what Kyle them seen in him.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go to. We got two from Aurora. One of your teammates. One of your jokesters. Okay, we'll address the top one first. So, what do you think about your current team? Compared to your previous teams, I would assume, right?
Um, I'm really really happy with it. Honestly, like those guys, even though they're annoying and sometimes piss me off, it's just like I'm very thankful to have a team like them. They're all my age and we're all pretty much the same or all around the same skill wise, and we're all just like have the passion to compete. You know?
Oh, do you guys have a coach as well? By the way, just wondering.
No, we
No.
don't
Okay.
have a
Okay.
coach.
And then why do you have a perm?
I I don't have a perm. Kyle is just jealous.
Can
I
you
look better
prove?
than him.
Do you have a comb?
No, I don't have a comb.
Do you have a way? Like, can you put your hands in your hair, take off the headset?
What is that gonna show? You're just gonna see a dent in my
Yo,
head.
we wanna see a monitor cam here to prove you don't have a perm. There you go. There you go,
There's nothing there.
folks. It's he has permanent hair. No. Okay, so last but not least, I think we got have any more here? Um, I think we have one more here from Dylan. We'll just do Dylan's last here. Why is Aurora always carrying you on the map, and how good of an IGL is he? So
God,
I'm guessing he's just like, can you please like I blue balled. I guess this is I'm gonna translate this to chat. So Dylan must have gassed up Aurora and got him really close to finishing, and blue balled him at the last second, and so now he's hoping that Hope, how corny, uh he's hoping that Hope can do the job for him, finish everything off, last 1% of the job. uh
um, that question is a troll. He doesn't carry me on the map, and his IGL skills is yeah. I barely
Man's
can
blue
talk, man.
balling him. Man's not even gonna gas him.
I don't really think he does an IGL at all. So that's a troll question that Taylor wanted me to answer.
Oh man. Okay, here. I do have a few chat questions, right?
Okay.
Who's your favorite and least favorite teammate?
Kez is definitely my favorite teammate, and my least favorite has to
Dylan.
be yes, Dylan. Like
100% Dylan.
Dylan, he just like he can be so damn annoying sometimes. Like it's terrible. But nah, Kez is definitely my first.
And let's see. Dylan says, "Why do you love kill whoring?"
See, okay, look, that's the part. Remember, I was saying he doesn't want me to push up and kill because I do more better than him. So, you know, I'm just gonna be in the back of the map now every time you see me. Sadly, until he stops yelling in my ear about killing.
Okay. And let's go with the last one here. If you could form a four-man team using anybody in the league, what would be your squad minus your players and flawlesses?
Oh dang. Okay, see, this is like kind of like a okay.
I'm
Well,
adding the minus your players and flawlesses just because
okay,
I feel like they're too biased to pick.
right. Well, I don't really know any of the players from the lower
Let's say
ones,
you
so
you'd pick Faith, right? If Faith was still on
no,
that
yeah,
team,
Faith, yeah, I'll
Faith
go, yeah,
100%.
yeah, me, Faith, I don't really know, Insanity, and Sweep. There you go. Yep, that's who I picked.
You, Faith, Insanity, and Sweep.
Insanity and Sweep. Yep.
And you think all the roles there would be filled like perfectly? You'd have
I
your
mean,
ARs, you'd have your subs.
if Insanity, because I did used to team with him back then. If he did go back to an AR role, yeah, I'd play his second AR obviously or main whatever is needed, and then Sweep and Fade the
So
same.
you're like a flex then, what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm a flex. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that. I think the last question to end things off, we're a bit over time on the 1 hour, but I think I got to cover this last one that me and you talked about beforehand, and I told you I'd give you time to think of a way to answer it.
Oh,
Now, why is your gamertag name Hope? What's the story? What's the reason?
my story of this is it sounded cool as I told you before. There's no really backstory because I've switched to like a lot of names
What
and
are
I
some of
can't
your
even
old ones?
remember.
Do you remember any of your old ones that you didn't like, and then what?
One was like Exodus, like, and then
That's a
I
hacker
don't know.
name. Okay, gotcha.
Exodus, and I had another one. I was like so used to like the shorter names. I never liked the longer names, and but that's the only one I could really remember. Hope it was just kind of just sounded cool. I thought.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and everybody that tuned in for this. Thank you so much for actually coming on board and actually being cool with having your face cam on. I really appreciate you cooperating in that regard, and obviously, showing it off because you're a cool dude. You got a cool setup. I really like the backgrounds and whatnot, and you're wearing your nice Zealous shirt, jersey, whatever you want to
Yes,
call it.
sir.
And
Hmm.
everything's muy fuego. Uh, Now, week 5 MVP. Any message you got, or not message? Any guess? Have you seen any of the games that have happened so far in the league?
No, I haven't really been watching them.
Okay. Fine. How about this? How about this? Last but not least, what player in the league, if you could 1v1 them, would you 1v1?
Oh, dang.
And
I
the
don't.
flawless is free game.
I don't know. I mean, I would
Would
obviously
you
take.
want to? Would you want to take a flawless player, or would you rather take somebody from like Drake from freaking
Oh,
Dawn of
Drake. Drake.
Chaos?
I forgot about Drake. Yeah, Drake.
Okay, you take
I'm
Drake
gonna take
without a
flawless Drake.
heartbeat. You'd want to
Without a
1v1 him
heartbeat.
on stream and just like take him down.
Yeah, you'll see him in the Dawn Chaos match. Watch.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Any last words to the supporters, the fans, and everything before we close it all out?
Nah, just thank you to everyone that voted for me.
Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning on into the segment. All of you guys watching this video, all of you guys watching this video after it's gone live, thank you guys so much for obviously tuning in. And overall, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please drop a like on the video as well. Helps the videos get noticed, helps our overall league get noticed a bit better. And if you guys haven't already, dropped those follows to the social medias here on screen. You got Hope's social media, the week 4 MVP, teammate of week 3 MVP, hidden, better than teammate hidden as well. Hope is way better than him. And you got my social media, and you have all of the social medias for ALG as well to follow. Don't worry about the ones on the screen that were against him, the votings. You don't need to follow those. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for the last match of the week on stream. It's going to be a battle of the bottom tiers, so to speak, based off of the tier list that Hope had put out earlier. It's going to be a battle of the bottom tiers. It's going to be Velas versus, I believe, OTB, to see which team can solidify themselves, in a higher spot, potentially near the middle of that group, and get a step closer to breaking into that top 4 of that group B. Now, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been your host 4T and Hope. We will see you guys.